So I just want to give you some background. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been married to one man for 10 years. We've got everything that we could ask for. Um, but if my husband said, shut up and make me a sandwich, or that he's the one that wants to, or that he wants to control me, I would Lorena Bobbitt that motherfucker quicker. That's just fucking ridiculous. Control. You
Okay,
should
let's take
control
Peggy.
anybody.
Peggy,
It should be
Peggy,
mutual
let's take
respect.
Peggy. Hold on. Let's take the shut up out of it. What if he tell you to cook him a sandwich? Okay, like honey, I'm tired. Can you just cook me a sandwich, please? How about that?
Oh, sure, he's asked me multiple times, and I do. The question that I had for you guys is that if we're the woman is supposed to love the husband more, like, how does that work with sex? Like,
Peggy,
that's
do
not what
I
it
get to
says at
come
all.
first?
That's
Does
not
he
what
get
we're
to have to
talking
come
about.
first? Do we get
Can I
to
answer that?
It says
Can I
that
answer
a
that?
man is supposed to love
nobody.
the wife.
Well,
A
that was my
I answer
woman
question.
that?
is supposed to submit to the man. It never says nothing about control. Never says nothing about women loving the man more. The man is supposed to love the wife, just as Christ loved the church, and the woman is
Exactly.
supposed to submit to the man. Like, I feel like we're
So,
all adults,
Thank
but
you,
we're missing
Nikki.
the point on purpose.
no. I think I fully got it. It's just like, why can't I listen
You
to
didn't.
Christ?
You ain't got nothing, baby. Because if you did, you wouldn't be asking none of that dang old questions. You didn't lay with your husband. Your husband lay with you, and you do it right there. What's in the bedroom is undefilable. We should not even know what you're doing in the bedroom. So that's what you
Exactly.
don't understand, baby doll. But you need to honor and respect your husband,
I do.
your husband need to and you need to submit to your husband, and your husband need to love you. That's it. That's
I
the
The
way it
submitted
topic,
to
is.
my
the
husband
topic is
6
so
times
clear.
last night. So, I
The
mean,
topic is so clear.
Who
It
cares what
doesn't
you
even
done with
take,
your old
it doesn't
age? With
even
your
take
old age? Who
control. It
cares?
doesn't even
Do
take
what you done with
control.
your old age. And baby, you cannot do it that many times anyway. Once you're done, you are done.
oh, girl.
And girl, please, with your old age, you already do menopause. And I'm 52, girl. Please stop it. You don't even want sex. You're just talking. You're dreaming about it.
Holy shit.
I
No,
land
of
my plane.
course. As you get older, women go into their prime. Like, you want a woman who's 30 plus.
Yeah, that's the nonsense
No,
that they
no,
sell
no.
out here. That's the
Incorrect.
nonsense. That's the
That's
nonsense.
That is
See,
so incorrect.
instead of
Women are in
teaching
their prime.
yourself to be disciplined and be a submissive wife, we get this nonsense. That it's
why
all
do I
about
need to be
you. It's all
submissive?
about
My
you
husband and
and
I are
your. It's all
happy.
about you and your needs. That's what I've heard since you came up here.
My husband gets happy making me happy.
Well, that's good. Individually, subjectively, but
So
that's
you
not what we're
understand?
all
Hold
about.
on, just a second. So what I'm understanding is women have problems serving their men, making their men happy, but then it's totally okay for the man to be just content with just living a life to cater to you.
And
She
have
got married to
fun.
a simp, okay?
So
But the thing
Our
is, he
husband is
doesn't
a
it's a
cater
simp.
to me.
problem. Hold on just a second. So it's a problem for you to be a slave, but it's totally okay for
Whatever
the
you
man to be a
do just
slave.
to make you happy, your husband is a simp and a weak ass man, and you're probably going to divorce him later on because he's a weak ass man. He couldn't stand up for himself, and he's a simp, and that is why you're running over his head all the time. So you got married to a simp, okay? And deal with it, all right?
Things aren't black and white like that. You can have mutual respect, and I can still respect my husband and submit to him.
No, you don't
Okay,
respect
what's
your
the
husband. When you
logic?
come up
What's
here
the
saying
logic
that your
in
husband
your?
do whatever
Sorry,
makes
go
you
ahead.
happy,
We do
go
what
ahead,
makes both of us
one drop,
happy
go ahead.
and our
I just
family.
want to. I just want to understand if you understand the concept of the conversation that we're having. Then what's the logic behind your? This is controlling. If he ever said this, then what is the logic? Because when I hear women that talk like you, that means they haven't gotten their G spot hit. They're sitting there telling themselves these stories because they listen to it day in, day out about satisfying your need, that you're 40 and you're at your prime. That nonsense doesn't live or exist in what we are talking about. What we're talking about is keeping the family together, marrying correctly. If you don't have a submissive individual and you can see it by their action, run the other way is what we're telling the men. And the women such as you that are teaching younger generation to bang hard, anybody, anywho, that is the nonsense that we're speaking about. So I want to understand what is it
I
that,
don't promote that.
what message are you trying to get across is what I want to understand in this conversation. Because it says clearly, if she is not submissive, don't wife her.
What I'm trying to get across is that I believe in mutual respect. I believe that most people, when they are most feminists, who are arguing for the things that they argue for.
Peggy, just
It's all they want.
stop. Just stop. We know, we
Why?
all agree that there needs to be a mutual respect. We're talking about in regular ass relationships where the man is not being controlling, he's not being abusive, but the woman still doesn't want to let the man have the final say. The woman still is giving the man problems. She's combating with him every day. That's what we're talking about.
I
We
mean, I
get that
don't.
the respect should be mutual. We have relationships that are like that. My husband is not out here telling me to shut the fuck up and make a fucking sandwich. But he's asking me to make him a sandwich. Well, he doesn't really have to ask because I know when the man is hungry. But if he does ask, I'm saying, okay, there's no problem with that. It's a basic adult skill to cook and clean and take care of your home. You're gonna have to do that even as a single lady by yourself. And God forbid you have
Or
a
a single
job and
man.
you listen to that boss. Why are you having such a big problem listening to your man? That's what we're talking about.
I have a problem. So this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I live a traditional lifestyle. You know, my husband is not I wouldn't call him the leader of the household, but like I run every decision by him, except when it comes to construction because I built our house. The problem that I have is that you guys are saying one thing, but you're promoting the extreme, and I don't think that it's a value. I don't think it's good for men.
Peggy, I have a question for you. What's extreme? What are we promoting that's extreme?
Yeah, that the host literally said earlier that men should control their wives.
I have not heard controlling. I have
He said
been on
control.
this panel quite often. I've never heard the host say controlling. The control comes from the person that's listening. Submissive seems to be like a trigger for underneath it, even though you're a stay-at-home mom and that your husband has made it available for you to do that. I still hear radical feminist ideology in your tone and what you're saying. Not once has the host said control. We
Correct.
haven't said control. So why is it that you continue to say control? What is it that you're seeing that we're not seeing? Am I losing it? Did I walk into the wrong panel here?
You may have walked in later. It was probably about 20 minutes ago, at least. I don't know. But
I've
he
been
literally
listening
said
before
control.
I even dropped into this. So I want to know. I have quite frequently, and Nikki, along with Miss Anderson, we're frequent guests here. And not once does he say control. You were the first one that I've heard say control. If my man ever told me to make a sandwich, I would, you know what?
What would you, okay, so if you don't want to make him a sandwich at that moment, if you are taking care of the kids, if you've got, you've got an emergency that you're dealing with, like, are you okay to say?
We all know
Okay,
life
so let me
experience.
ask you a
Go ahead,
question.
Nikki.
You said you're a stay-at-home mom, right?
Right.
So if your husband said, I just don't feel like going to work this week, how would you feel in terms of getting the bills paid? Why is it that women can turn around and say, I just don't feel like doing this today whenever they want, and it's totally valid with no second question?
I'm a mom. I don't get that luxury.
A man can't say, I don't feel like going to work. Or if he works and it's time to pay them bills, I just don't feel like paying the bills, honey. You got it for me? If you're a stay-at-home wife, I bet you to keep up with your lifestyle, your husband is working a ton, right? So, why can't if you're staying at home, why can't you make a fucking sandwich? It takes, I don't know how long it takes y'all to make a sandwich. It take me like, I got a record time of like maybe 45 seconds. I can make a mean turkey sandwich.
So why does it have to be a battle over a damn sandwich? You're already making food for the kids, and you literally want your husband to stop everything and tell you, can you make me a sandwich? What? I don't get it. I don't get it.
And that's the thing is, like, I feel like there's something that's missing here. And I feel like this happens a lot where I see people who argue the points that you guys are arguing. And, like, I make him a sandwich. Like, I will go out of my way to make sure that he is fed.
Okay, then we are missing the point that that wasn't what you said when you first came in here. That was not what you said. So I think that the confusion, again, Nikki, and I'm going to go on mute so that everybody else can talk. The confusion is that you guys are very selective in what you want to pinpoint. You said that the host said control. Once have I heard control until you came into the platform. I haven't heard Nikki say it. I haven't heard Miss Anderson. I just want to understand, like what you said earlier, that we are radical in our direction. If she's not submissive, don't wife her. That's the topic.
I mean, can I just say one thing and I'm going to drop down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Women say they want providing, protection, etc. from a man. If you have a degree of, if you have the job of providing and protecting for someone, that means you are responsible for them and responsible for keeping them safe, which means you have a level of authority over them. Comes responsibility, comes authority. That's what women need to remember. If you want the provisioning and the protection, that comes with the responsibility, which comes with authority. That's what you need to remember. So with authority, it means if I tell you we are not doing this, or I tell you to go and do something this, X, Y, Z, you go and do it. Because I am responsible for you, which means I have authority over you. If you don't want the provisioning and the protection, then I do not have the authority over you. But if that's what you want as a woman, that's what comes with the territory. I just want to thank the host.
To respond to that, like, I don't need a provider or a protector. That's the other thing too. Like, I never asked for protection. I'm a much better shot with a pew-pew than my husband is. I built the house with my hands that we live in.
Really?
Huh. What's he gonna protect me from?
You see, let them talk long enough, it starts to come out. There
Yourself.
you go.
Protect you from yourself.
Protect me from... I mean, I don't know.
Nikki, I don't know why they're trying to report you. Why are they trying to report you, Nikki? They just told me to drop you right now that you're harmful to them. Why are these feminists coming after you, Nikki? Send a request, I come back up. Okay, let's keep it going.
That guy also just kind of reminded me it sounded like I need to like baby my husband or like parent him, and like I got 2 kids already and I don't need another.
You do realize that your kids are going to be leaving your household, right?
Yeah.
It will be you and your husband.
Hopefully.
And honestly, the more you talk, I can honestly say that you have forgotten your senses in understanding that if it wasn't for your husband, you wouldn't have the luxuries to say what you're saying.
Oh,
That
I
I
would
don't
never
need a
forget
man.
that.
I never asked. So what was the purpose in your brain when you said I do and that you took on this vow and had children with this man? If you feel that you're so independent, you're so free, you built a house, which I'm sure you were over there not building from the ground up, but anyways, that's to each their own. And that you are continuously saying, I don't need my man. I can do this. I have a better pew pew shot. It's like I don't even understand. Like I already see you for who you are. Your husband is a simp.
Can I say something
I
also?
have one last question, and this is for the host. And I'm just curious, did he say plural women? He has multiple women? Is that like a common thing?
So
What did you say?
you
Go
are
again. Come
aware
again.
that in other country, you are aware in other country that polygamy is legal, right?
That's why I wanted
Everybody
to
on this
ask.
panel does not live in the United States of America that sells monogamy and all of that.
Exactly.
There's different backgrounds.
Let me answer. Exactly. What is the question she's asking me? Listen, I don't believe in polygamy. I don't want to have any. I don't want to have multiple wives. That's not my goal. I don't want to be. I don't. My father was not a polygamist. Okay, so I don't believe in it. Okay, but the people that want to do it, if you have the resources, if you want to be a polygamist, you want to have multiple wives, and you know you can protect and provide for these women, you can do it. We're not condemning polygamy. Okay, but that doesn't mean I don't want to do it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to judge other people that want to do it. All right. So that's the way it is. Okay, most of you women don't want polygamy so bad, but you don't know. You're the one chasing your man out. With the way you're talking, Peggy, today, like it just proved that you are the head of the home. You are the one calling the shot. Like, you are in charge. That's the way you're sounding in your house, right?
I mean, we're both in charge. We complement each other.
No,
You
say
know,
it the
like,
way it is. Because you said something when you came up here that if my husband doesn't do things that make me happy, he's over. That's the kind of sentence you make. He's doing everything to make sure that I'm happy. Because if he didn't do it, he's gonna get something. That's the way you say it when you came up here. So it's
Her
just
husband
there's
is a
nothing wrong.
slave.
Okay. Exactly. So there's nothing wrong if you say it the way it is. If you are the better leader and you think you're leading the home properly better than your husband, we're not gonna judge you, okay? Becky?
I don't need a leader. He doesn't need a leader. I don't need a leader. We do things to make each other happy. We do things to make our kids happy. I stayed at home because I couldn't afford to keep working. capitalism being what it is. Like, I just couldn't afford to have the luxury to stay working. And so I came home and I stayed home while my kids are young. I'm going back to work. I mean, I feel like there's,
Okay,
and this isn't my
Peggy,
problem with just your
Peggy,
side of it. I also have a problem with the far left as well.
listen, Peggy. Okay, you can't have two
Yeah, go
captains
ahead.
on the ship. Your kids are growing up. Hold on, your kids are growing up. You have a male child, and he's growing up watching everything that is happening, and he has already seen it that it's not when he get married, he's not going to be a leader. He's not going to lead the household, and he's probably going to be a weak man. Because he's not being raised to be a man. Okay, there's a reason why the man is the head of the home, because he's there to protect and provide. He's there to protect you because he's stronger than you. So he's a protector. When somebody break into the house, you said you have your own pupil and you know how to shoot better than your husband, and that was so funny. I was laughing when you were saying that right here. Okay, so
True though.
so you're also raising your kids. Peggy, what did you say?
I said it's true though. Like I grew up in the sticks. My
Peggy.
husband grew up in like a very bubble. Like he hates guns, but I'm the one with a better shot. I'm just saying. I mean, and
Okay,
we also
and there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
we live in a very safe neighborhood, like extremely safe. So like we are perfectly pleasant where we are. He provides for our family, and um I would never like downgrade that. I respect that. I just
Okay,
think
you
that
already
there's
did when you came up here and
compromise.
say that. If it doesn't, you already did. You downgrade that when you came up here and said that if it doesn't make you happy.
Can I ask modern women, what is your intention of hopping into a marriage at this point? Because now it's like the minute that something looks inconvenient for you or it doesn't suit only you, you're just gonna walk the fuck away. Like we're missing the whole point of marriage. It's a lifelong commitment of choosing that person. And it says that the only way that you should really come out of that is if adultery took place. And so I'm trying to figure out, why do women think, why do you guys get into marriage? It's so that you can have somebody pay your bills, but then the minute that they don't eat your coochie, it's time to get a divorce. Like, you guys are marrying for the wrong reasons, and this is exactly why these marriages aren't working, and we need to talk about it.
Well, you should figure out if he doesn't go
Exactly.
down on you before you guys get married, because yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong commitment.
Everything
I
you're
did
talking
it
about.
to share a life with someone, to bring kids into this world, to have somebody
Okay.
to love. He's my best friend. Like I don't get why. Like
That's it.
I
That's
did not get into
exactly.
marriage
That's
to be
exactly
protected and
Peggy.
provided for.
Peggy. That's it. So you keep saying you didn't get
Really,
into marriage,
Peggy?
and
What
we
did you
know
just
that that's
said?
what
You didn't
happened.
get married to be protected and provided for. Is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah. That's not what marriage is to me. Marriage is between two people. It's just two people that want to share their lives
Okay.
together, have kids.
But
Do
didn't
you
he
think you guys
provide
are
while you
equal?
were at home? Didn't he provide?
Yeah, he provides. Like
So
he
I think what Od, let me just say this. I think what you're missing is
extremely
that
well.
right now, currently, all of the women that I have heard, not all, but some, let me not generalize, a majority of the women are saying, if he does not make 10 figures and he can't buy me things and give me a soft life, that he's not for me. That's what I hear. But for you to say that you did not get into marriage and ultimately, what was your vows like?
So my
Your
husband
vows
and
was
I
just to
met
love.
when we were unemployed. We had nothing. We are well taken care of. Like we built it together, right? Like we both have like our strengths. You need like you're talking about having a strong man. Like he is a strong man, but I will not let that man around a screwdriver for if like
Like even
he,
like I would
everybody has
never
their
like what you've said in like this moment, like you continuously you say he's this, but then he's not this. Like make it make sense. Like I would never come on a
nuance.
platform and talk about the weaknesses that I stand in for my husband. It doesn't make sense. Like you're battling your own damn self to
Oh,
validate why you're there.
oh, so like
To make a point.
because
To
I
make a
point
point.
out that I mean, I tell this to
You
everybody,
said
but
you
like,
built the house and then that you're a better shooter. You're saying you're the man. Underneath it, you're literally saying that your husband is the vagina and you're the penis. Because you're doing
It's
all of
obvious
the
that she
manly
doesn't
stuff.
respect this man.
It's very
She doesn't
obvious.
respect this man.
I mean, no, and I'm definitely submissive in the bedroom, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, you don't
All
respect.
for the
You don't
wrong
respect.
reasons. No,
Yeah, you don't respect them.
no
All you
way in
do,
heck.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And you're a
Very
stay-at-home
ashamed.
mom, and he provides for the last 10 plus years that you ran off telling us this. It's like you're battling yourself. It's not even your husband at this point. It's you mentally. It's you.
I
It's
mean,
women like you that are leaving their marriages because of stories you tell yourself. You keep listening. And this is what I want to say to you. I'm a corporate woman. I've been a corporate woman for 20 plus years. But you know, when I come home and my husband says, he wouldn't even have to say, I don't battle that man. I know who the leader is in my house. But you're over here trying to make a point and you're battling yourself. We know your husband is a simp. We get it. You built your house. You wouldn't even allow him to hold a screwdriver. We get it. You chose that man. And you are literally underneath all your conversations right now is looking for the men that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad.
it's really weird that you guys don't get this. Like, you can have like nuance. You can bring strengths to a relationship. You can have compromise. He's better at this. I'm better at this. He's good with
Oh,
numbers. I can't fucking figure out numbers to save my life. Like,
I'm the same
it's,
boat. I'm in the same boat. I built my own house
I
too,
understand, but why do
yeah.
you have to
and
say like
but my
stuff like
husband is
you
the
would
best.
never let your husband hold a screwdriver? That's kind of weird.
And he can't
Because it's
shoot.
funny. And he's never
No.
touched a gun.
So you think that it's funny to make your man seem feminine on social
As an
media?
How
example.
does that make him feminine?
Because
Bro,
you're
are
the
we
man.
just gonna be obtuse on
Oh,
purpose?
yeah.
This
You
man
just
is a
you just
huge
said,
ass man, football player. I mean, I don't know.
but you just said
I
you
think
would
you're a
do
little confused
a
when
Lorena
we come
Bobbitt
for
on
you.
him. You just said
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
see,
said, shut
you
up and
came
make
in
me a
with
sandwich.
him,
I that out
you
of him.
shouldn't.
Like,
and
that's so
we never
disrespectful.
said that, and
And
we
what should
never
he do
said
to
that.
you?
Again, we do
And what should
not
he do to you?
condone violence.
I'm sorry. We do not condone violence, but there's also two sides to every story. You might do him, but you don't know what he'll do to you. So I advise you to.
I think that a lot of times this rhetoric gets Lorena Bobbitt into the situation that she was in, right?
Well,
It's
no,
her
the
husband
rhetoric
that
of
was
you
like, submit
talking
to
like
me.
this, the way you talking like this right now, also does it. We
You
just
mean like a
telling you.
sailor?
Well, yeah, well, you sound like you do curse like one, don't you? But the way you talking, that's a lot of. I can see it. Your poor husband probably cowering in the corner somewhere, waiting to see if you're gonna pop him upside the head
Sorry.
with the
No,
cast iron frying pan,
like I
standing
said,
over him with one.
Peggy, honey,
we are both happy. We make each other happy. Our kids are happy. Like, you could not want. I mean,
Maybe she's
anybody would
having
want
this
my
man.
life.
Peggy,
Maybe
let
she's
me
having this
say
man at the
something.
I
Let me
think
gunpoint.
ask
she's
you
having
We
a
something.
never can
break.
tell. Maybe hold on, guys. Maybe she's having this man at the gunpoint. If you do shit, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you because she's the one that know how to shoot better. We never tell if this man is probably in a VD right now. We don't know. Maybe that's what she's doing. You know, she's probably threatening this man. If you do crazy, look at my poo poo. I know how to shoot better. I'm gonna shoot you. Okay? We never can tell because with the way she's talking, she's the abuser in that marriage. You know, with everything I can see right now, Peggy. Um, guys, you have to be very careful, okay? You shouldn't stay with a woman like this, okay? It's very because when she came up here, she said, "I do this better than him. I shoot better than him. I don't want him to handle the screwdriver better than him. I do everything better than this man." So what the hell is this man doing?
Yeah, because I
Okay?
totally said that.
Yes,
So,
you did.
So,
Peggy,
OD, so she is like actually the best example. This is what happens when you do not marry a submissive woman. This is going to be your wife. If you men cannot handle being the vagina that they will turn you into, this is the non-submissive woman that you do not wife. Exactly the example right here. Right here,
Correct.
what Peggy
Men,
is.
if you
Right
want
here.
to be
Do
getting
not marry
laid
someone
every
that is
single
like this.
day,
There you
if
go.
you want to have a successful job, if you want happy kids, happy life, this is the person that you need to marry.
Do not marry. I didn't say that.
Shut
I
the
said if
hell up.
you cannot stand to be the vagina that your husband has become because of you, do not marry someone like that. If you have that, if you act that way, that house, then he would be the best example.
You know, she was up here threatening the man already. If he tell me shut up and cook me a sandwich, I'm going to do something crazy to that man. You're
My
threatening that
husband
man.
never would.
Okay, what if he does? What if he tell you to shut up and cook me a sandwich? What are you going to do to him, Peggy?
Honestly, I'd probably slap him. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck? Go make your own sandwich. Or can you ask me nicely? Can
so
I get a
basically,
please
I,
and a
oh,
thank
okay,
you?
I told you.
I
I
get it
told you.
now.
What's
I
wrong
get
with
it
that?
now. I know what
I
it
told you.
is. So She has a roommate. She doesn't have a husband. That's what's going on. She literally has a roommate. It's like, yeah, I can do this. We can go to the shooting range. We can compete. All types of stuff. But he just pays the bills. She doesn't pay no bills. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. And Peggy, all right. Your kids are watching you right now. Your daughters are going to be like you. You're growing your daughter. If you have a daughter, probably this is what they're going to be like. And when they grow up, they want to be in charge, and it's probably sometimes it's going to be hard for them to find a man, all right? And even when they find a man, they're going to get a weak ass man because a man they don't even like. Women hate weak men, okay? You want a man to
So how
lead
would
you
you
properly.
train your daughters?
What did you say?
How would you how would you bring up your daughters?
I'm going to bring up my daughter to respect all men and submit to their husband. Okay? I'm going to tell her you have your role to play
Just
as a
husbands,
wife.
right?
What do you say?
Submit only to their husbands or to like a boyfriend or
No, submit only to your husband. Is respect all men and submit to your husband. And the first man that's probably going to see your coochie should be your husband. Keep your body count low, keep your legs closed, keep your virginity so that you can have a virgin's privilege. The first man to see your body should be your husband. That's what I'm going to teach my daughter. Okay?
okay, so what happens if she experiences something like sexual harassment? Would
No,
you just say,
But wait,
so
wait a
how?
minute.
What do you mean by sexual harassment? If sexual harassment happen, I'm going to go probably
Just
seek
keep
help,
moving
get
the
them to
post.
counseling. Okay, if you want us to go that route, I'm going to take them to counseling, let them seek help and get better. All right?
I'm just saying, I think that happens too. I think there was a study that was done in the UK and that 97% of women experience sexual harassment in the
Okay.
workplace. So
Okay.
is that
So
just,
can
I kind of see this as like, it
That's
would
why there
be
are laws.
just
That's why we
men
have
being men.
yeah,
laws to protect
that's why they
them.
have laws.
You're speaking about stuff that we already have laws in both those two countries. So they have laws to report that, and they are taken care of. And I mean, I don't understand what your point you're trying to land. I continuously hear radical under your tone. Like we get
Well,
it.
I
You
wouldn't
found
consider myself
yourself.
a
You
radical
found
feminist,
yourself.
but
So
You're
yeah.
the man. You're the man in the household. We get it. We hear it. It's not going to change.
so
And then you're asking, how is he going to raise his daughters? Well, obviously, there are three women on this panel that were certain.
Okay, one drop, all right. And I told him how to raise. I'm going to raise my daughter. She still got triggered. Still have something to say. So, Peggy, how are you going to raise your daughters? If you have a daughter, what advice are you going to give to your daughters? Let me quickly go to BlackBerry. Okay, Peggy, how are you going to raise your daughter? What advice are you going to give to your daughters?
I mean, a lot of things. Like, I teach them to respect themselves, respect their bodies. I teach them that if they need something, they need to figure out how to do it, right? Like, I had my daughters watch me build our house. I teach them this is how a sewer works. I teach them that they are capable of doing these things. I would never like I don't know that this is what you guys are saying, but like I would never say you're going to need a man to protect you. You're going to need a man to provide for you. No, protect yourself, provide for yourself, and then meet a man and that you want to
Oh
share
my
life
God,
with.
Peggy, are
okay,
you
no,
serious? Are
Nikki,
you that disingenuous?
Nikki.
I'm really not.
Try telling that to a man who can easily
This is the
overpower
same.
a
You
woman.
see, guys.
Sure, yeah,
Let
sure.
me.
Defend yourself when you're being essayed. You don't need a man to be protected. Like, are you hearing yourself right now?
Well, let me explain it.
I mean, have
Let
you
me
been assaulted? Because it was a man
let me
that
no.
did it
Hold
to
up.
me.
Hold up.
Okay,
Let
so
me.
how the fuck did you
Nikki,
protect yourself as a
Nikki,
woman, or did you wish you had
Nikki,
another man there to fucking protect you?
Nikki.
Stop
Let me
being
handle this.
disingenuous.
Nikki, let me handle this one because the way she's treading, I
Hold on,
already been
Nikki.
there.
Go ahead,
At the
Richard.
okay, at the age of 17, I was that way. I wish I had someone that was there for me. But when I got out the vehicle, I ran to a police officer that took me to the hospital and they did the kit on me. That's one. Now, number two, I built my house, built two of them with my husband, and I needed every man that I can help me lift, cut, everything, because that's what I do. Oh, I know what a sewer look like. I know what an electrical box look like. I know what a fart fan is, the one you put in the bathrooms so it can take the air out. I know all that stuff, girl, because I built it. And number three, I'm going to respect my husband because I was a stay-home mom for years. And the way I showed him that I can work was by helping building a house because I didn't want to put my kids in daycare and take away from the money. So I stayed home for a while and let his income support only the house. But at the end of the day, my husband is king and I respect him the highest. And he is the best man that ever been in my life. And everybody on this panel can tell you I'm not one time down my husband. And how long I've been on this panel, well, y'all, with you? Almost a year. So
I agree with everything you just said. What did I say that was different?
Peggy, hold on.
You down.
Peggy, hold on.
You're a Peggy downer. That's what you is, a Peggy downer. So you need to do better, baby. We know you built a house. That's good. I built one too. With these hands. Okay? And my husband financed all of it. He financed all of it. The stuff that I needed him for, lifting cabinets and helping me put the sheetrock in and helping me put the insulation first, then sheetrock. I needed him for all that. Okay? I need a man for all that. I would never knock a man down for what he is capable of doing. And I won't say I would Lorena Bobbitt any man. Honey, I want the eggplant. But at the end of the day, I'm not downing no man. I will respect a man and submit to my husband. And that's what he's saying. Respect the men, stuff that you will not do to them, and say to them, respect them. But submit to your husband in every way. That's what he's talking about. And I land my
come back up, okay? They keep Nikki, come back up. They keep restricting your page. Your page is restricted for younger. They keep reporting your page. Nikki, come back up and listen. Peggy, you're teaching your daughter. You're raising your daughters how to be men. That's what you're doing. You're putting something in their mind, letting them go that they don't need a man. You know, you're raising your daughters to be men, and that's going to affect them. Okay, you know, you need to let them understand. Let them spend more. Oh my God, your husband is not even a man anyway. How is he going to raise those girls right now? If you're the one
I'm not
raising the
teaching
girls,
them to be men.
That's what you're doing. You're teaching your daughters to be men, to be in competition with men, telling them they can build their house themselves. That's not even about, they can build their house by themselves, but always tell them that when you meet a man, when you find a good man, you know, stop telling them they don't need a man. Stop teaching them, raising them to be a man. That's what you're doing. And this is the reason we have so many
Wait.
okay? This is the reason why we have all the girls out there. Go ahead, Leon. Leon, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. You see, Peggy, you said something that caught my attention. I was listening while I was coming home. You see, you said you can only submit to your husband, not your boyfriend, if OD trained the daughter. I agree with you. Now, if your daughter is dating a guy and you train your daughter not to submit to the boyfriend or the dates, right? Do you expect the guy to love your daughter?
Of course.
Why will you expect the guy to love your daughter and your daughter not to be submissive to him?
I expect them to love each other.
That not your daughter to submit to him.
Oh yeah, no, my girls are going to be strong and independent. Why would they need to? I guess I don't understand that. Why should I
Come out
want
of your
to
shell.
submit?
Tell us who you are already. You're a feminist. Say it the way it is. And you're raising another set of feminists.
I am a
And that's
feminist,
okay.
for sure.
Hey,
For
thank you
sure.
so much.
It's just a simple question. It's just a simple question that I ask you. You want your daughter's boyfriend to love your daughter, care for your daughter, show her love, but you don't want your daughter to be submissive to him. Then there is a problem with you, ma'am.
I want her to do the same.
Calm down, relax. Because I hate when somebody's biased. You are like biased. You want everything to go your way. And whenever a woman wants everything to go their way, it becomes a big problem in the society. Please.
I want my kids to be happy.
Yeah, that does not bring happiness. When it's one-sided,
Yeah,
it
they're
does
gonna
not
be
bring
happy.
happiness.
I
They're
never
going to
said
get used to
one-sided.
it.
I have consistently said compromise, work together to complement one another. No one should have station above another. I don't understand that. It's not, and just because they're what? Because of their sex, that they should just submit? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like all this is just fucking delusional. Maybe there's like something there that's just not translating, because I said the exact same shit that Michelle said. I just had some colorful language, and then I just said that my husband made me come six times last.
How come you're the one raising this kid all by yourself? What is your husband doing? Oh my God! You see why it's not good to be a weak man. When you're a simp, you're a weak man. Your house is going to crumble down. This is the problem right here. You know, what about the man, the husband? Is he teaching your sons how to be men? Is he teaching your daughters how to be wives? You know, he's just right there, weak ass simp, you know, having no say, nothing to say. You are the one raising this kid, telling them how to be, you know, raising your daughters to be men. Come on, this is the problem about you guys out there. When you're a simp,
You know, like if I could make my husband come 6 times in a row, that would be great. But you know, that is male physiology right there. You can only do like twice, 3 times maybe.
Thank you, ma'am. I want to say something. You see, we shall Anderson at the bottom. You see One Drop. You see Nikki. You see I think okay, Blackberry is not
Nikki.
among. Blackberry is not among. It's Nikki, One Drop, and Michelle. You see, these women are women that are married. Inbox them. Ask them how you can build up your family to have a successful family. They are Christians. They know what they are doing. See, just inbox them. Tell them how they are doing it for 32 years, for 35 years, for 15 years, for 20 years. They have been doing it. It's successful. You don't have to be equal with your husband. It's never possible. God, there's
Agree.
you cannot say that you cannot be submissive to your husband. You have to be submissive, and two, you have not to be biased. You are
Oh, yeah, I
biased now.
definitely don't.
Just ask you a question. I just ask you a question. If a guy is dating your daughter and you know this guy is a good guy, you said your daughter will not submit to him until he wife your daughter. Fine. Do you expect him to marry your daughter? I mean, to love your daughter until he marry your daughter, or to love your daughter while they are dating?
I would expect, I would hope that they love each other before they get married.
I ask you a question. Do you expect him to love your daughter?
Yes, of course.
But do you expect your daughter to be submissive to him?
No,
Okay, then
definitely not.
I'm sorry.
That would be a red flag for me.
That's the problem right there also, okay? And this is the problem about these new modern mothers today. Many of them has failed. They don't have what it takes to raise a daughter or to advise your daughter the right way. And you're the one just raising everybody in that house. What about your husband? Doesn't he have say? Doesn't he have say in the
It's funny that,
household?
like, I said, like, we are happy. My husband is happy. My kids are
But
happy.
but
We are
but the point
wealthy.
is,
We
If you
have
can put your
health.
husband up there,
We, you,
OD, the point is this. I'm wondering, is he happy? My thing is, I want to see him put his, cam up and let him blink twice, because it's two sides, three sides to every story. It's his, and the main truth. I don't even know if he's happy. He's probably in the corner being held hostage with something in his mouth, and you daring him to open it up or even muffle. You probably got little things under the bed waiting to say, if you say something, I'm gonna pop you over the head. So I don't know. Is he safe in that house? Or he's just putting up with you because he has no other choice but to put up with you? Because some people marry
exactly.
today do you apart. And you want to say the other word. Some people are in it for the commitment. But honey, he might not be happy. He's probably henpecked. Henpecked to D. And
what
then
does henpecked mean again? Like a
henpecked is
nag,
where
like the wife nags.
yeah, because you suffering with it. You got daddy syndrome. You suffering from it.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't nag. Like,
Well, honey,
I
the way
really
your voice
don't.
is,
Like,
yes, you do. You
I
probably tell
mean,
your husband, baby, you better make me do this time tonight. And if you don't, I'm gonna have something for you. And he's like, okay, baby, I'm trying. And wearing
I
his
don't,
back out.
I don't expect him to do anything for me.
Oh, yes, you
I
do.
want him to
No,
do
you want
things
and you
for me.
need.
I want to do things for him. He makes me want to do things for him.
So basically, this is how you do it. You got a list in the house. You put it. I already done this. Now it's your turn to do this. That's what you do to that man.
I mean, no, like I pretty much take care of most of the house, the kids.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
Is
as a
he even getting the
reward.
coochie?
As a reward. And you demand your rewards, don't you? Because us women does that. You say,
No,
look, I
like we
cook,
just
I clean, I
give
did
each
this
other
for you.
rewards.
No, sometimes they demand them, just like kids did. They want that star, and then in school, and if they didn't get that star beside their name, they pouted.
Right, but my husband's not my daddy.
It ain't the point. I said school teachers all the
Your
time.
husband is your
We still
daddy,
carry
okay?
that in
See?
within life. We carry that through life. We
I mean,
do that.
he's my daddy sometimes, but
We
that's
carry that through
Your
life.
husband
that
is
kind of
your daddy,
submission.
okay?
In the bedroom, probably, yeah.
Peggy.
She reminds
Don't
Do you
even
guys
think about it.
Exactly.
preach to men that they
I land
should
my
be
plane.
if
successful
you
before they get married?
if you were listening to understand, you will hear all of us address men and women. The topic that we are talking about, of course, is going to be geared towards men, but also open up conversation with women to ask questions on what makes it. No, all you guys come up here to talk about if exactly what you said, and now I understand. You're a radical feminist.
Yeah, no, a radical feminist is a very specific thing.
You're
I
just
don't
feminist,
Peggy,
identify with
period,
that,
and
but yeah, I'm a
you're battling
feminist.
yourself. Like we get
you're
it.
a feminist,
You
Peggy.
you run the
You're
household.
a
We get it.
feminist. It's
That's
obvious
not
that
what we want.
you're
That's not what we want.
All right, well,
a feminist. You
Have a
don't
been a
cook
great
for your
day
pleasure.
and have a
and you
great
don't even
life.
give him the
I have a great
you don't
life.
give him the cookie. You don't cook for him. and your husband is miserable, okay? And try and go and make your husband happy, all right? You have
Like
to
I said,
change
he
and
got
be a
that
better
cookie last
wife.
night.
Okay, stop being a felon.
Look,